What's up everyone, welcome to Nodes and welcome to the next part of our Keycloak series in which we will further study the concepts of Keycloak. Okay, so without time wasting, let's start the proceedings. Okay, so here you can see that I've already created a markdown inside my Obsidian, and I always use Obsidian for managing all my nodes. Okay, so yeah, we have discussed our Keycloak, in which we have created our Docker instance. We understood the concept of realms. Okay, and then we created our users based on the admin UI as well as the registration option, and after that we accessed the account management console of their specific users, and then we understood what are realm roles, how to create them, and then we understood the concept of groups. Okay, so in the previous all the videos we have discussed all these concepts, and today we will move on to our further concepts. So if you guys don't know what these things are, so you guys have to check my previous videos. Okay, so let's move on to the next proceedings. Okay, so before going further, I want to create one more thing, which is our realm admin. Okay, so since right now if you come to my this Keycloak instance which is running on Docker, right now you can see that I have logged in to my this Keycloak UI with our admin user. Okay, and this admin is our master user. Okay, so this master user has access to all the realms. Okay, so it can change any settings inside this master realm as well, and inside this to do realm as well. Okay, so it can do anything it want. Okay, but this is not the way we work in with Keycloak. Okay, so what we do with Keycloak is that we create each admin for each specific realm. Okay, so if you come to my whiteboard, let me just open my whiteboard if I can. Okay, yeah, so this is our whiteboard, and here let's want to explain is that, let's say if I bring in my Keycloak instance. Okay, so this is our Keycloak. Okay, and for this Keycloak, what we have done is we have created our master user. Okay, so if I bring in my user, so this user is our master user. Okay, so let me mention master right over here. Okay, and this master user will be having the access of any realm inside Keycloak. Okay, so if there is a realm, this is our realm of master realm, and since we have created one more realm which is our this to do realm, so this master user can access both the realms. Okay, so let's say, let me just change the arrow style to straight, so it can access this master realm as well, and it can also access this to do realm as well. Okay, so these are the both the realms which master user can access. Okay, but this is not the way we work in Keycloak. What we do is we want to separately create an admin user which can only have the access for this specific realm. Okay, so let's say I want to create another user, and this user can only have the access for this to do realm only. Okay, but it cannot change anything in the master realm. Okay, and if I further go and create any other realm, so this user will only be accessible to this to do realm but not any other realm as well. Okay, so let's go and create this one. So let's go to our Keycloak administration UI, and let's go to our to do realm, and this is the realm which we have been working since the last videos. Okay, and if you go to our users tab, you can see that we have three different users inside this realm. Okay, you can make the realm admin any of these users, but I want to create a specific user. Okay, so let's go and create add user, and right now I can name the username as admin, and let's say admin dash let's make it admin dash to do, so that we can understand that yeah, this user is for admin to do. And let's make it as admin@todo.com, which is one of the emails, and let's name it as first name as admin. Okay, and the last name is also admin. Okay, so admin. Okay, and obviously that's not the way we create our admin users, but yeah, for now, just for the sake of simplicity. Okay, so let's create this user, and once you create this, you can see the user has been created. And now if you come to our users, you can see that we are having this admin to do user which is created right over here. Okay, so if you open this thing admin to do, you can just go to this role mapping, and here you have to assign the role of this realm admin, which will say that yeah, this user is the admin user specifically for this realm. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go this assign role, and here you can see that you can filter role by realm roles, or you can filter your roles by clients. Okay, so if you click on filter by clients, you can see that you are having a ton of roles available specifically for realm management. Okay, you can delete account, manage account, and all that stuff right over here. Okay, so what we are looking for is we are looking for this realm admin. Okay, right over here, and this is the role which will assign all the permissions and privileges to this user, that yeah, he can manage this specific realm. Okay, so just click on this thing, realm admin. Let's assign this role to this user. Okay, now this realm management role has been assigned to this user, and now this user can easily access all of the settings in this to-do realm and can change any of the settings for this specific realm. Okay, so we have created our user and we have assigned our realm management role to this user. Okay, so now this user can access anything in this realm. Okay, and before accessing our admin UI from this user, I want to assign some credentials to this user. Okay, so let's say we want to set a password. Okay, and for now, the sake of simplicity, I will keep the same password as admin, and I want to just turn this thing off, that yeah, it is a permanent password. Okay, and let's save this thing. Okay, for now, and let's save password. Okay, so now we have created our credentials, we have assigned our role, and we have obviously created our user. Okay, now we can access this UI, this administration UI from this user admin to do, which will only be having the access for this specific realm. Okay, so that's the overall concept here. So now if I sign out this thing, you can see right now we are having our localhost 8080 realm/master. We are at our master realm. Okay, and that's not what we want. We want to go to the admin UI of our to-do realm. Okay, so for that, what Keycloak does is Keycloak has provided us the URLs. Okay, so let me just write that down. Okay, so in our context, it's http:/local host, and our port will be obviously 8080, and then we will be having our admin/master and /console. Okay, so since this is the URL for going to any admin UI console, and this is the place where you have to mention your realm name. Okay, so say if you want to access your master realm, you have to mention master over here, but if you want to go to specific realm, let's say to do in our case, so in that case you have to mention to do right over here. So if I copy this thing and paste it over here, so in our case it will be something like to do. Okay, so let me just copy this URL and let's go to our new tab and let me paste it over here and let me enter this thing, and right now you can see that we are having the access of our to do realm from this admin UI. Okay, and from here I can access with that specific user which we have created. Okay, so that was admin-to do and the password was same as admin. Okay, let's sign in from here, and right over here you can see, let me just save the password, you can see that we are directly being welcomed in our to do realm. Okay, so this user has only access to manage things in this realm. So you can see I can see all the clients, all the client scopes, all the realm roles. I can configure the realm settings and all that stuff. But if I just want to switch from to do realm to master realm, you can see that inside our master realm, if I go to my clients, you can see that the network response was not okay. If I go to client scopes and all that stuff, so you can see that nothing is being visible inside our this master realm. Okay, so you have to just click on pressed here to refresh and continue. If you click on this thing, you will again be redirected to your this to do realm right over here. Okay, so that's the overall concept here. Okay, so now let's move on to our next concept, which is obviously clients in our Keycloak. And here you can see that it is already mentioned that clients are basically application and services that can request authentication of a user. Okay, so yeah, that's the only definition of clients available in the context of Keycloak. Okay, so and that application will be obviously your front-end applications, your back-end applications, or any other microservice. Okay, so obviously your front-end application is, since it's public, so that will be known as public client. Your back-end applications are confidential, so that's why those are called as confidential clients. And then we are also having bearer-only clients and service accounts as well. Okay, so if you come to my Obsidian, you can see that I have mentioned all the clients right over, which are public clients for front-end applications, confidential clients for back-end applications, and then we are having bearer-only clients and service accounts. Okay, so right now just leave all these three, just focus on public clients, because we will be creating a public client for our front-end application. First we will try from with the help of Postman, we will try our ODC flow with the Postman, and then we will move on to integrate that concept in our front-end React application. Okay, so yeah, let's start by creating a public client. So for that you have to come to your Keycloak clients and just click on this one, create client. By default there are two different options. What the client type? So client type is basically, there are two options available. Number one is OpenID Connect, and the second one is obviously SAML, and SAML is obviously based on XML, and OpenID Connect is the new one right over here. So I will go with OpenID Connect. Then just give a client ID, and this ID should be unique with respect to all the other clients. Okay, so let's give it as React dash client. Okay, so I'm naming it as React client. The name can be React client over here. Okay, and if you want to give a description you can do that, but I'm just going with the blank description. Let's click on next, and here you are having the option of client authentication. Now if you turn this thing off, that means that every user will have to, or every specific client has to first authenticate, and that's obviously good for public clients, but in context of private clients you have to turn this thing as on. Okay, so here you can see that this defines the type of OIDC client. When it's on, so it's confidential access type, but when it's off, so it is set to as public access type. Okay, so since we want to create public client, I will turn this thing as off, and then we are having our authentication flow, which is our standard flow, and we will discuss this standard flow in this video as well. Okay, and then we are having direct access grants, which we will discuss in the coming on videos. Okay, just right now just go with the default options. So let's click on next, and after that here you have to mention the root URL of your client, the home URL, and just leave this for now. Just focus on these two, just valid redirect URLs and the web origins. Okay, so valid redirect URLs are the URLs where you want your application to redirect. Okay, and if those valid redirect URLs are not mentioned in this option right over here, so it won't redirect you to that URI. Okay, so right now I will just go with star over here, which means that any URLs provided from the front end application can be a valid redirect URI, and obviously we don't use these in the production. Okay, and the web origins obviously for cross-site cross-site options. Okay, so for now I will just allow star, which means that any of the domain or any of the site can access our this client. Okay, but in our production we always mention the URI or the domains which want to access this client. Okay, and only those will be allowed for accessing this client. Okay, right now I will go with all the default. Okay, so let's save this thing, and here you can see the client has been created successfully, and these are all the options right over here which you are seeing, which you have configured. Okay, so yeah, for now you can specify any roles. If you want to create a role and assign to this specific client, you can do that. Client scopes, yeah, we will discuss that, what are client scopes and how we can manage those in the coming on videos as well. We are having sessions, so if any of the users are being authenticated and authorized with this client, so you will see their active sessions right over here. And then we are having some advanced options related to this client right over here. Okay, so if you want to configure any of the advanced options for this client, you can do it right over here. Okay, so I think that's just it for creating our client and how the clients work in Keycloak. Okay, so now let's use this client for interacting and authenticating our users. Okay, so for that what you have to do is you have to come your realm settings, and you have to open this. If you come to this realm settings, you can see that there are two endpoints defined. One is for SAML and one is for OpenID. Since we are using OpenID, so you have to click this OpenID configuration, and here you can see that we are having all the configuration parameters, all the URIs and all that in our JSON format. And if I just zoom in for now, you can see that these are the two options which we will be using for authenticating and authorizing our users. So one is the authorization endpoint, the second is token endpoint. Okay, and this is the OpenID flow. So let me discuss the OpenID flow, and then we will come to this concept right over here. Okay, so if you come to your Obsidian, you can see that I've already defined a diagram right over here which defines the OIDC flow, in which the user will first go your front end application. In our context it will be React application. Okay, so it will log into your front end, then your front end application will redirect your user back to Keycloak. Okay, and then Keycloak login page will be opened, and then you will type your username password on your Keycloak page, and if they are correct, if you submit that login page, if everything goes well, then Keycloak will send the authorization code back to your front end application, and then your front end application will exchange that authorization code with your tokens. Okay, and then with that tokens retrieved in your front end application, you can access any of the resources based on that access tokens. Okay, so that's the whole concept right over here. Okay, so let's perform this with the help of Keycloak and all that client which we have configured right now. Okay, so the authorization endpoint is mentioned right over here, which is this protocol /OpenID/auth. And if you come to this browser, you can see that same authorization endpoint is mentioned right over here, OpenID connect/auth. This is the point where we will get our authorization code, and this is the URL where we will exchange our authorization code for our access tokens. Okay, so let's try out these in our Postman first, and then we will go and configure with our React application. Okay, so if you come to your Postman, let me just open my Postman. Here you can see that I've already configured a URI for getting the authorization code, and we need to try this in our browser. Okay, so do remember that we have to try this URI in browser, because since our client is public, so we need our public applications to access only these URIs. So yeah, here you can see that we are having localhost 8080 realms, and our realm is obviously to do, and after providing the realm, we have to provide some query parameters. Okay, that query parameters will be this response type, which will be code, and this tells to Keycloak that yeah, we want to go with a standard flow in which we want the first authorization code, and then we will exchange our authorization code with the tokens. Okay, so this response type will be code, the client ID, which is React client, which we have mentioned right over here. If you go to our admin UI into clients and React client, so you can see that here I have mentioned this client ID as React client. Okay, so this is our React client, and then we have to mention a redirect URI in which once we get the authorization code, then Keycloak will redirect to this specific URI which we have mentioned right over here. So I'm just redirecting my application back to my portfolio, which is afakjava.com. It can be any redirect URI. In context of React, you will obviously redirect back to your application. Okay, so that's the whole concept here. So let me just copy this URI, and let's open it into a new tab, and let's paste it over here. Okay, so yeah, here you can see that I've entered this thing, and it has automatically redirected me back to my this portfolio website. And if you copy this thing, and this is done because we have already logged into our Keycloak application. So let me just close this thing for now. Let me just sign out from everywhere. Okay, let's sign out from here, and yeah, I think we are good now. And let's try this URI again. Okay, so if I come to here, and let me just copy this thing, and let me paste it over here, and let's enter this thing, and now you can see that we are getting that to do realm login page, and here we need to sign in with our username and password. Okay, so since our username is obviously admin-to-do and the password is obviously our admin, so let's sign in. The moment you will sign in, you can see that I have been redirected back to my portfolio site, and the reason I am being redirected to my portfolio site is because I have mentioned this URL right over here. Okay, which is my portfolio site. Okay, so let me just copy this one. So if you copy this URI right over here, and let me just open this tab right over here, and let me paste it over here. Here you can see that we are having a session state, our issuer, and this is the code, which is our authorization code right over here. Okay, so this is the authorization code which we will again exchange in exchange with our tokens from our token endpoint, which is our next step. Okay, so the next step is once you get your authorization code, you can then exchange that authorization code to retrieve your tokens, and then the user will be authenticated. Okay, so yeah, now keep that in mind, that this authorization code is only valid within 1 minute, and that this authorization code can only exchange your tokens once. Okay, so if you try the same authorization code again, it won't give you your tokens back. Okay, again, so I think it's now more than 1 minute we have not exchanged our authorization code with our tokens. So let me just try this again. So let me just copy that URI which we have configured. So this is our request login URI. Let me copy this thing, go back to browser, close this thing, and paste it over here. And now since we have already been logged in, so it is directly giving me the authorization code. Let me copy this thing, go to Postman, close this thing, I don't save, and let's open new tab, and let's paste it over here. And now you can see we are getting this authorization code. Let me just copy this authorization code. Now the next step is obviously if you come back to my this Keycloak instance, not Keycloak but this Obsidian nodes, the next step is obviously to exchange your authorization code with your this that's token endpoint URL. Okay, so for that you have to come to Postman. I've already configured this. So exchange authorization code for this token. Here you can see the realms I've mentioned is test. In our case it will be to do. The protocol and protocol ID is OpenID connect and then token. Okay, and here you have to provide some of the parameters. Number one will be the grant type, since we are using the authorization code, so we will mention authorization code. And the second one is your main authorization code. Okay, so here you will mention the authorization code. Once you will get that, after that you have to provide the client ID which we have configured. In our case it will be React dash client. Okay, so that's our client ID, and then we have to provide a redirect URI, which in our case will be again my portfolio site. Okay, and then you can just send and get back your tokens. Okay, so that's the overall concept right over here. Okay, so let me just revise that for now, you guys. We log in, we redirect back to Keycloak, we open the login page of Keycloak, we submit our credentials, we get the authorization code, and once we get the authorization code, we exchange the authorization code to retrieve our tokens, and then we get back our JSON web tokens. Okay, so that's the overall concept. So let's go back to our this site, and let me just sign out from everywhere so that we can log in again. Okay, so it's admin UI, so it's not master, we will go with to do over here. Okay, so it's to do. Okay, back to application, and let's sign out from here. Okay, so now we are signed out from all the Keycloak administration UI. So once we are signed out from all the administration UI, we can come back to our Postman, and let's for now let's just close all these tabs for now. So let me just close this one and this one. Okay, so let's first perform the first step. If I go to Obsidian, my first step is to get my authorization code. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, and I will place the URL, it will automatically redirect it to my login page. I will submit and I will get the authorization code. Okay, so for that you have to just click on this URL and make sure that the realm you are mentioning is your to do realm. Okay, so in our case it is test. I will just change it to do, and let's check all the parameters. So the response type will be code. We are using our React client, and this is our redirect URI, which will be my portfolio site. And for now I don't want to send the scope. Okay, so let me just uncheck that for now. Okay, so let's copy this one and let's go to our Google Chrome, and let me just open the new tab and let me paste it over here. The moment you will paste it, it will redirect you to your this to do realm, the admin UI, and this is the username and password. Let's sign in. The moment you sign in, it will redirect back to your portfolio site. Let me just copy this one, go to Postman, open the new tab, and let's paste it over here. And now you can see this is the authorization code which we are getting. Let me just copy my authorization code. Now I will exchange this with our token. Okay, so let's open this one, this new one, and here you can see the realm I'm using is test. So let me change back to this to do, and yeah, the client ID is not OIDC, but the client ID we are using here is React-client. And let me just copy the authorization code which I have copied, so paste it over here. Authorization code, redirect URI is same, and let's send this thing. Okay, the moment you send, you can see that you are getting back your access token, which is this right over here. Let me zoom out for a while. So this is your access token right over here, and this is your refresh token right over here. And if you just copy this access token right from here, and let's go to our Chrome and let's open our jwt.io, and let me just paste that token right over here, and you can see that this is the payload and the information which this token is having right over here. Okay, so you can see a lot of information right over here. We are having our realm access, which is having roles, which are our default roles, our card to do's, our offline, and all that stuff right over here. And we are also having our realm management roles right over here, because the user, you know that our admin to do user was having all the roles regarding realm management. He can view identity providers, he can view realm, he can create users, he can create client, he can do all the stuff regarding the realm. So that's why we are getting all the roles right over here. And then we are having our account roles for our account management console, in which we can manage his account, he can manage account links and all that stuff. Okay, so that's the overall concept right over here. So this is one way of performing the OIDC flow with our Keycloak. Okay, so we just log in, we redirect back to Keycloak, we open the login page, we submit our credentials, we get the authorization code, and then we exchange our authorization code to retrieve our tokens. Okay, so that's the overall concept right over here. Now in Postman, there is an option in which you can perform all the steps in a single click. Okay, and let me just show you how. So if I come back to my this realm, which is our to do realm, so let me just go to localhost 8080/admin, not master dash console, but it will be to do dash console. Okay, and let's sign out from here. Okay, so now I want you guys to perform the OAuth 2.0 flow with the help of Postman. So for that, let me just close all the tabs. Okay, so let me close this as well, and let's open a new tab. And inside this, if you go to your authorization, and inside this you will be having option of Auth 2.0. okay, so this is the flow which we guys are using. Okay, so if you click on Auth 2.2, so here you can configure all the parameters on which the Postman will go and perform all the steps. Okay, so if you go scroll down, you can see that here we are using our available tokens. Okay, if you scroll down, you can see our grant type. For now, the grant type is authorization code, which we were using. Okay, leave the callback URL for now. We are going to authorize using browser, and the authentication URL is realm/todo, and the URL I have already pasted right over here, and the access token URL is right over here. Okay, and you can get these URLs from those endpoint. Okay, so if you sign in over here, and if you go to realm settings, and if you open this OpenID configuration, you can get these URLs right from here. So this is the authorization endpoint, and this is the token endpoint, and this is the same which I have placed right over here. Okay, so this is the authentication URL, and the second one was access token URL. Okay, so once you provide this, you have to provide the client ID. In our case, the client ID is react dash client. Okay, and the client secret, I think we don't need secret for now, so that's it. And I don't need the scope for now. Okay, and that's what I need for now. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I think these are all the parameters which are required for now. So let's go and get new access token. The moment you click over here, you can see that it is saying open Postman, because we have already been got the authorization code and all that stuff, because we were already logged in our this admin UI. So let me just sign out from here, and let me cancel this thing, and let me try that again. Okay, so let's cancel authentication, and let's click on again. Okay, so get access token. You can see that we are getting our same page of login credentials. Okay, so admin to do, and if I click on sign in, you can see that it is saying that again open Postman. If you click on open Postman, you can see that in this step it will exchange authorization code with your token. So it is saying authentication is complete, proceed, and here you are having your access token. So this is the same access token right over here. So let me just copy this thing. Let's go back to our JSON web token and paste it over here, and you can see that this is having all the same information which that token was having. Okay, so that's the overall concept right over here. So in the future coming on videos, I will just use this way of getting our access tokens, which is way simpler than going and hitting all the single URLs. Okay, so obviously I wanted to show you that what is being done behind the scenes to to you guys to understand the concept. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for now. This is pretty much done from this side, from my side right now, because I think we have completely understood the Auth 2.0 standard flow. Okay, how we perform these actions with Postman, and how we have used one of the features of Postman to perform all these actions in a single click. Okay, and in the coming on videos, we will go and understand by interacting with our front end application, which is our React. We will install the Keycloak JS library, and we will perform the same flow from our React application. Okay, so I think if you guys I think that's it for now. If you guys are liking my content, so do like and subscribe the channel. I will see you in the next coming on video. Before going that, I want to say that I've already uploaded these notes on my GitHub repository. I will put the notes link in the description as well, which will be a GitHub link. Okay, so thanks for watching.